Alright, so as most college students, most of you probably go home, sit on your couch, turn on the TV, or turn on a video game or something along those lines to relax. So as a lot of people consider the media as a place of relaxation, something you can just sit and relax and not have to think about anything and just lose yourself in what's being played on the television. But at the same time, as much as it is a joy, it's also really destructive. And a lot of people don't consciously think about it as destructive. They view it as a safe haven, a place of safe haven. But students usually go, or adults usually go and blow off steam, get really upset with their bosses, or really upset with someone at school or at work, or they just had a frustrating day. They usually go and play a video game and kill things, or watch a TV show and watch people kill things, and usually it's a way to blow off steam. I have studied this subject for a long time. I advocate myself on this subject because I feel that it's something that a lot of people should be informed on. It's something that it helps, but at the same time it hinders. And I've learned about it in a lot of different classes, so it's something that I'm really interested in. The television has a lot to offer in society. It's a place where you get a lot of your information from. It's something that you choose to view and look at and see as something that could help you. But unfortunately, we don't see that it's actually harming you. It skews our body image, our perspective of body image. It is a constant exposure to sex and violence, and it also emphasizes the need for something new and the latest and greatest. So today I will show you all of the different reasons why the media is something that is harmful. So in general, body image is a huge thing that's skewed in the media. We see these gorgeous models and these perfect bodies all over TV, and we see the people who aren't as pretty being downcasted and being a minority on television. And according to Heather Mudgett, an average woman model weighs up to 25% less than the typical woman and maintains a weight about 15 to 20% below what is considered healthy for her age and weight. 15 to 20% below what is considered healthy. That is obviously not healthy. It's a horrible idea, and it creates this idea of anorexia in our society, and the reason why people go and starve themselves or diet till there's nothing left and continue this never-ending cycle of harming yourself. As said by the Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders Incorporated, anorexia is the third most common chronic illness in adolescents. The third most chronic illness is a huge number. It's huge, and it's only getting worse. There was a study on a young girl, her name is Dana, she was 8 years old, who had suffered from anorexia. An 8-year-old girl suffered from anorexia. She's like this big, she's really small, and she's really pretty, but she doesn't feel like she's good enough, which is why she starved herself. A lot of this stuff, it's getting into younger and younger age. I've heard of cases where 5-year-olds are anorexic, and it's getting to the point where it just kind of needs to stop. Another point in the media is violence and sex. We are constantly exposed to this idea of violent behavior and sexual tension, especially throughout the media. We have this on every other channel. You see some depiction of violence or sex. Violence, according to Amy Tompkins, a professional psychologist, over 60% of television is aired on prime time, has some form of violence involved in it. 60% is a huge number, and that's only on prime time. You also have the HBO, the pay-per-view, which is 10 times worse. You have a ton of different people going and shooting people and punching people and getting into fights and arguments, and that probably aren't necessary. And I heard a story where in England, if any of you guys have ever been to London, they air no violence whatsoever. none. If they curse to high heaven, but they don't air any violence, and if they do, the show's canceled. Their crime rate is exponentially lower than ours by a lot. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's a decent amount. And we're exposing our children at a younger and younger age to this constant violence and this constant sexual tension. We have shows that are all about violence and sex. So if we stop, maybe not stop, but at least observe what's happening to our society, maybe our demand for this violence and our demand for this sexual tension will ease, and then the media will back off. Another point is our need for the latest and greatest. We see all of these different ads on TV about these are the most magical chips on the world. They'll make you lose weight, but they're chips. They're chips. They'll make you fat. Chips are chips. Then you've got the different advertisements for different age groups, different sexes, different just for different ethnicities and everything. There's so many different products that are aired on television that will ingrain itself into your heads, and it's an issue that we have to notice, because a lot of people don't actually notice what's being said. But a lot of the perfume ads for women, if you really think about it, it's one woman getting one man. Where if you get like the Axe commercials, for example, you've got a guy spraying on Axe and dozens of girls go and chase the guy down. It's the perception of a woman wanting one man and a man wanting dozens. You have to think about it psychologically. It's really interesting. But we also have this constant need to upgrade what we've got. On our computers, we have this Apple update or some update that we want to click on and have our computer running faster and better than it ever did before. We've got the apps on our phone that can make our phone better. We've got all of this stuff where the iPhone 4 was a huge deal a couple months ago. It's now the iPhone 5 that's coming out in a few months. It's this change, this constant change, and this constant need for something new. And the media in general isn't always a bad thing. It's the overexposure to everything on it. It's the overexposure to the sex. It's the overexposure to the violence. It's the overexposure to the skewed body image, this perfect body image that everybody wants to attain. It's the constant need for what's new and what's out there and this thing that'll make us cool. And eventually, these ideas will be ingrained into the ideas and the minds of the consumers. So, in conclusion, I'm going to leave you with a thought and something that my psychology teacher had said that I never really thought about, but it made a difference in what I was actually thinking. How much of your thoughts are your own, and how much of the thoughts are the influences of the media? Thank you.
All right, Ricky, what did you think?
I thought it was good. I thought the attention device was a little confusing, but you brought it together nicely with a good preview. I think the topic was very relevant. You spoke with good energy, spoke clearly, and you had good eye contact. Your quotes are really good. I like the one about the weight of models is like 25% not healthy, which is ridiculous, and how the 8-year-old ended up having an eating disorder, and I knew many people with eating disorders in my personal life, which is sad, so that feels good. And then 60% of TV has violence, also effective.